Good Wednesday evening, everybody. How you doing? I'm Andy Vitale, host of My Fight or War, and
October 15th.
got me some new digs here, man. Got me a new hat.
Look at that
Look at
hat.
that. Look at the wolf behind
Like the
me.
wolf looking at the wolf.
There you go. And compliments of the shenanigator, the one and only Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, thank you very much.
Amber, where are you,
And
girlfriend?
I'm telling you,
Hop on.
I
So we can
definitely
say thank you.
appreciate it, man. I love wolves, obviously.
Really?
And let's go.
Who knew?
There you go.
Everybody knows.
Now
Oh, there we go. Hey.
you got let's see. All right, yeah. So I got the wolf hat, I got the wolf on the wall, I got the wolf on my back. This is a good day, man. So
It's your own wolf pack.
Amber, well, whenever you get on here, because I know you're gonna be on here soon. So I'm gonna wait for you to come on. But that's very much
Very thoughtful.
appreciated. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for hanging out a little bit last night. And tonight, just I do the same thing, kind of just chit chat a little bit, just about about whatever, man. Just like last night, with the old blender brain thing going on, and just a whole lot of stuff going on up in here. And you know what? It's just a good topic to see exactly what's going on. How when it comes to stress, and not I mean, it's just like everyday stuff, nothing major, just life in general, man. You have things that come up in life you got to deal with, and sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming. And we all have our different ways of dealing with it. What are some of the ways that you guys deal with it? Some people, like hitting the gym. Some people like doing crafts. Some people like, just, different hobbies. I remember for a while there, my mom and dad for a short time actually, would enjoy going to bingo. And they had a riot, man. I was like, "What?" And my dad, and they goes, "Yeah, it helped relieve stress." I was like, "Really?" And I go, "I'd be more stressed."
Me too.
But
move Groot. Groot's not in the picture real well. Give him some camera time.
There's Groot.
There we go. I got Rocket.
But when it comes to dealing with stuff like that, there's no, just like with recovery, there's no one way. There's no just, one way's the only way, one way the right way. No, man, there's a lot of different ways to deal with anything. And
also depends on the type of stress.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be something major. We deal with it every single day. Every moment of every day is stressful at some point. You're dealing with, whether it's work related, whether it's financial, personal. Like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. Just because you hear, stress, some people will automatically think that it's, oh my God, it's like stress with mental health issues, anxiety, depression. No, man, we all deal with it. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with recovery, sobriety, or if you're blessed to never have any type of issue with any type of addiction. Life is life, and it comes with ups, downs, good and bad. So once we see some people pop on here, we'll just get some of your ideas, some of your suggestions. And just like we were doing it one time, I remember we were talking about different things that we were talking about triggers, how people sometimes worry about things may trigger their feelings towards addiction, and they can actually feel it coming on. It's just like, I can tell when I'm getting that feeling. And I said, okay, well, if that's the case, come up with a counter trigger. If you have those feelings and you're starting to feel that way, do something before it happens. Don't wait for it to get out of hand. Don't wait for it to get to the point where it's overwhelming and it's taking over. Just Trisha Gibson, happy hump day to you. Trisha, what we're kind of chit chatting about is I know that for the past couple weeks here and stuff, you've been hearing me whine like a little bitch and about I got a lot of things going on, and oh, poor Manny. Um, but we all do. Jacqueline, there you are. We are missing you, sister. And Jacqueline, you see what your sister Shenanigator got? This very cool wolf hat. So thank you to the Shenanigators. But Trisha and Jacqueline, I was just talking about how and Cookie.
Oh, and Cookie and
Excuse me.
Jackie
I was just
and
talking
Trisha.
about how obviously you got a lot of things going on. And for me, I internalize a lot of shit. I keep it all in, and then you
Mhm.
get the term the old blender brain, man, because it's
Mhm.
constantly going. And I got a lot of things that I've got to think about, just like everyone else does. But regarding me, my life, you know, personal life, the social media, everything. Right now, there's just a lot going on and decisions to be made. And nothing,
Earth
not
shattering.
yet, nothing like okay, my fighter war is done as effective tomorrow. Nothing like that. But there are some decisions that are, like I said, are going to be made. And Bo is in South Carolina with Coach visiting my sister and brother-in-law.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Well, thank you for letting us know.
We like to keep an eye on where the boy
But
goes.
so
Jackie says, "Love
for
your hat."
yeah,
And Amber's here.
Amber, there you go, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was just saying before you came on,
I finally got it to him.
look behind me. Wolf. Look here. Wolf on my back. Tattooed on my
big
back
wolf.
for over 25 years ago. Big ass wolf on my back, just like that. So the wolf pack. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. I
Very thoughtful.
appreciate it.
Very thoughtful.
And it's more so the thought of what it is, being this, being the wolf, because you guys know how much that means to me. The wolf and the way the wolf pack mentality is really hits home with me in a lot of different ways, and we all have things that touch us differently, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and this is one of them. And so it really means a lot. So Amber, thank you.
Hmm.
And but that being said, definitely want your guys' opinion on some things. Like I was just saying, as you've heard me rambling the last few weeks, about things going on. Um, whether it's with my surgeries, my back stuff going on with that, just personal things, social media things, just everything. And there's decisions that I need to make, and it's just stuff that I'm thinking of, and it's just the old blender brain working overtime. So sometimes you just get an overload and like kind of burned out, and it's just like you just need to kind of reset. But before it gets to the point where it's an issue, we all deal with stress. So what I was just wondering with you guys is let's just throw out some things as far as different ideas, as far as what you do to help alleviate that stress. Like right before when we first came on, I was talking about, for me personally, hitting the gym,
Hmm.
exercising, lifting weights is a big one for me, but it's actually an issue right now because of some of my physical issues with my back. It's getting to me, physically and emotionally because of the pain I'm having with my back and stuff. So there's got to be other things you do to fill that void. Trisha, kickboxing and music. There you
Wow.
go. There you go.
Wow.
So
Kickbacking to music.
yeah, just throw out some things that you guys either do personally or like suggestions for someone. And like I said, I'm not talking about some huge crisis. I'm talking about just everyday stressors that we all deal with. And we were talking one time a while back about people uh, worrying about falling off the wagon, worrying about certain things and triggering them to relapse. And I said, well, let's come up with some counter triggers then.
Mm-hmm.
If you have,
Rock
like, I
hunting.
had some people saying, I know that's coming on, I can feel it. I get these different feelings, no matter what they are. Well, before those feelings get out of hand, let's come up with something to counter that. Don't let it get the best of you. Rock hunting. Hey, you know
Okay.
what? Whatever it is, and for that, just for another one for me is I love nature. I love being in the woods. And I was talking with actually some of the guys at work and my one buddy Ryan. We were talking about he actually took a course. It's not like a survival. Well, it basically is kind of a survival course because they were teaching coordinates as far as being out there, reading a map, reading a compass, reading, using landmarks, how to, you know, to maneuver out in the wilderness if, God forbid, you were in a position like that. Um, so, I mean, I love that stuff. But it's back to poor Jerry. Jerry story. My buddy Jerry, my brother Jerry, as I've said, if it could happen to somebody, it would happen to Jerry. And he always wanted to do whatever we did, obviously, including hunting. Well, the areas that we would go, we'd be out there quite a bit. We knew the land pretty well, but even so, man, you get out in the woods like first thing in the morning before sunup, you get turned around real easy. You get turned around in the woods, and you think you're going east, you're going west instead of south, you're going north. I mean, unless you have a compass and know your way around, it can get scary. And sure enough, Jerry got lost one time and wound up. He found he came upon a cabin and there was a lady getting out of her car and here comes Jerry walking up
Oh God.
and
I thought, oh
first of
no.
all that he did a smart thing. He put his rifle down,
Yeah.
and walked up and was waving her down and said, hi, I'm lost. And when he told her where he was staying, she just looked at him and she goes, "You're over an hour and a half
Oh
away."
my
He
goodness.
wandered and wandered and wandered and just, but so yeah, let's just say Jerry, to say going out in the woods was not his relaxing moment. So Jacqueline, let's see what is
Hanging out.
where'd it go, Jacqueline? Hanging out at the river for me. I
Oh,
love the
yeah.
water on a hot sunny day. Seems to major stress relief. Definitely. Not only that, Jacqueline, but
Mm-hmm.
when I'm up north, we've got certain areas with my family. We've got Lake Huron right there, plus Grand Lake, and just hearing the water hit the shoreline and just the waves crashing on the shore is just, man, it's just heaven. In fact, I used to have one of those sound machines and it would have different things like thunderstorms and different things like that. And one of them was like a trickling stream, which was great until it made me get up and pee all freaking night. It's like, oh, this is great. I'm tired. Oh, I gotta pee. um, Jeanette, how you doing, Jeanette? Let's see. I thought I saw.
Jack likes skipping rocks.
Amber has. I love music, and it varies every day depending on the mood, but always helps. Yeah, you know what? And what's crazy with that is, it does change, and sometimes people may think you may need like something very soothing, something relaxing, and that very well may
Mm-hmm.
be for one of the nights or one of the days. And something may happen the next day where you feel the same way, but instead of that soothing piano, harp, whatever orchestra, you want headbanging stuff. that gives you the same release somehow. So it
Yeah.
depends on you and it depends on the day. So I get it, Amber. You're totally right.
And Aunt Cookie said she loves to listen to Christian music. Is it really cool?
Um,
She backed up a little bit.
man. Oh, there you are. And Cookie, listen to Chris. Yep. Um, there's a few, we were talking about music, and there is a series that has
Oh
been out
yeah,
that I love,
talking
and
about it
it's the
yesterday.
Band of Brothers
Hmm.
about World War II and the paratroopers, and it's a complete true story of these just absolute heroes that were kids, 18, 19 years old kids that were doing unbelievable things. And I remember the first time I saw it, it was I don't know how many, a 10-part series maybe, but it was usually on like Memorial Day. And it was this was way back when I was known to have a pop or two.
Mm.
And let's just say Memorial Day, I woke up and was in no mood to do anything. I had a headache because I think somebody put alcohol in my alcohol.
Mm.
And so I basically went from the bed to the couch and I turned on TV and Band of Brothers was on. And I literally watched Band of Brothers from like 10 in the morning till midnight. I watched the whole
Yeah, because
series.
there's like 8 episodes,
There's,
8 more
yeah,
than, or I don't
but
know, a lot.
between the episodes 1 and 2, they would play clips of the actual soldiers and as they tell their story, and then they would play this music between the episodes as well. And I was saying today, it is the most beautiful. It's the most beautiful and haunting music that they play at the same time. It's just
And I
something
think
about
wasn't
it.
it Beethoven? Did I look it up? I looked it up. I think
You looked it up. I can't remember
I think it was
exactly what it
Beethoven.
was though, but I tell you what, I absolutely love it. So yeah, it's uh, Vincent's in the house. And speaking of kickboxing, who said kickboxing? Trisha. Speaking of kickboxing, Tyler is in the house. Cousin
Okay,
Tony.
cousin Tony.
Um, and Vincent and Tyler, and I'm not sure how long you guys been on. Um, oh, wait a minute. Did you see this one? Amber. I love to refinish old furniture, but it's very difficult to do with living in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. My dad, I tell you what, my dad was an electrician by trade, but that man, there was nothing he couldn't do. He literally made a wall unit back in the 80s, and it was back when everything was huge. You know, the women had the 80s huge hair. My dad made a huge entertainment center. It literally went from wall to wall. It was all oak, and he made everything. The doors, the drawers, I mean, he made this from top to bottom. This thing was just massive. It took him, because of his work schedule and everything, it took him about a year to do this thing. It was
Wow.
absolutely beautiful. So beautiful, in fact, that we actually had something delivered one time by Art Van. And this is kind of a strange story, too. The guy from Art Van came in along with his partner. They dropped off whatever it was, and he saw the entertainment center. And he's looking, he goes, "My God, that's beautiful." He goes, "Man, the quality workmanship." He goes, did you get that from us? And my dad's like, no. He goes, I made that. The guy was trying to get my dad to make him one. He almost killed the guy. He's like, are you kidding? It took me, damn near took my life making that thing, which is but the reason I say it's kind of a strange story is the guy, I can still see him. Can't remember his name, but nice guy, black hair, beard, real nice. And it was about a week later, there was a article, or maybe a story on the news, and it said driver from Art Van killed when jumping another truck, and it was him.
Oh
And what
no.
happened was he, I don't know if it was his truck or the truck that needed to be jumped. It doesn't matter, obviously, but big truck. So obviously he jumps up onto the bumper and then hooks up the cables. Well, as soon as they started the truck, one of them, it was in gear and came forward and crushed him. And so, I mean,
Yuck.
not the very uplifting story there, but just anyways, the whole point of this was that was my dad's thing, doing the furniture and the refinishing and building from scratch. So Amber, that is a great one. Um, what else we got here?
We started out talking about how do you handle stress.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you do to alleviate stress? Depending on what it is, sometimes if something's nagging my brain, I'll sleep on it. Just sleep. Say, well, hopefully I'll get the answer by when I wake up, instead of having blender brain,
Yeah,
relax and let
it's
divine intervention come in, divine knowledge.
and for me now, I mean, there is no one way for me.
Yeah,
There's
so
really
many
not,
ways.
because with me, um,
You get on your motorcycle.
I go in different directions,
There you
man.
go.
So sometimes being on the bike,
Yeah.
it's just there's so many, just like Amber, like you said, with the music,
Mm-hmm.
different types of music. For the
Depending
same
on the issue,
anxiety,
yep.
emotions, and frustrations, different types of music at different times. Um, and for me, like I said, now, like I always talk about, my faith is really trying to work on that one. Just, you can't sit there and be talking about how, yes, I have faith. I've got faith, 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 and then not follow through with it by letting faith take over. Faith is believing. Believing is faith. And, and if you have faith, then, like for me, I have to know that no matter what happens, it's going to be for the best. It's meant for whatever, whether I'm happy about it, upset about it, it's because just because what happens in the short run doesn't matter. It's, we're playing the long game here.
Mm-hmm.
We're not playing, the short game here. This is playing for the long haul. And so that was an issue I had, for, probably a while after I got out of the hospital. Uh,
Which
but
time?
well, this was the last time when they said I was going to die in 6
that
weeks.
time.
And by all means, it was not a come to God moment. When they told me I was going to be dead in 6 weeks, I did not sit there, please God, spare me and I'll change. I'd never said that once. Never. I didn't say, I never begged for mercy. I never, because at that point I was just like, whatever, man, it's over. It's done. But as each day got better, and that was the strange part is, I said this before on one of the shows, is someone asked me if I was afraid. My emotions, when they told, someone said, when they told you that you were going to be dead in less than 6 weeks, what did you do? How did you feel? Were you crying? Were you yelling? Were you hysterical? Nope. I just sat there talking just like to the doctor, just like we are right now. And the only time that I got scared is when they told me I was going to live, because all I knew was drinking and partying, and the thought of how am I going to live now? I don't know any other way except that way. There's no way this is going to work. I'm just going to be home in the basement. I'm not going out because I can't go to the casino. I can't go to the bar. I can't go to the ball game. I can't go to a hockey game, football game, family parties, because of
Everybody's
drinking.
drinking.
And I tell you what, every day was getting stronger, feeling better physically, emotionally, spiritually. And that's when I started changing as far as faith and believing. And that's when I noticed it. And like I said, things would happen, and I would just have to, as my mom always says, let go, let God. And there were times where with my past, and I even put it in that post, I'm not going to bullshit. I was just like, no, I need to know, why, what's going to happen, how, and why did this happen? Why did this not happen? And the thing is, that's not up to me. The shooting, the stabbing, the sepsis, the appendix being burst, my lungs filling with fluid, oh yeah, organ failure. That is faith, man. Where it wasn't lucky, it wasn't a miracle, and people can believe it or not, and that's fine. I'm not trying to make anyone believe a certain way at all. I'm just stating facts, the things that happened to me, and if that's not divine intervention and faith, and I don't know what is. And now, knowing what I've gone through and I'm still here, you know what? It's okay. Things are going to be okay. So, that's where I'm at right now. But, just for you guys as well, man, just whatever different things and different ideas. So thank you for what you've thrown out there so far. Kalisha Pine Case podcast with the amazing Kalisha and Calico. You guys are just kicking ass now that you are back in the studio with just amazing guests. Always great to see you and those pictures of those horses. I absolutely love horses. But Kalisha, we were just chit chatting about different stressors and things that people do to kind of relieve that. And like for me, some of mine are going to the gym, being out in the woods, hunting, just being out with nature kind of settles me down a little bit when things are getting a little twisted for me. But people were throwing out different things that help them. Amber listens to different music. She also does some woodworking.
Amber's looking for a rage room.
Yeah, Trisha does kickboxing. Jacqueline likes hanging by the water, here in the water, and all these things are just awesome. So we're just throwing around different ideas. Amber, what's funny about this one? She just threw another one here. It said, watching sports is relaxing for me. I can honestly say that is not the case for me. I there's a couple different things here. One is, I played hockey my whole life, all the way from a little tiny guy all the way up past college into juniors. At a very high level, very physical level. Spent a ton of time in the penalty box. I mean, it's just very, very intense. But watching sports, I come up with words that don't exist. When I yell at the TV, it's just like I don't no idea what I'm saying, and I pace. I'm up walking. I'll be up like this far from the TV watching the game, and then I have to go into the other room.
Door than a window.
I will literally go into the other room and then like peek around the door jamb and look at the TV. I'm serious, man. But there was another time, Amber. You like hockey. There was a time I had a party at my house. This is back when the Wings were winning Stanley Cups and championships. And this is back with Probert and Coaster and all the crazy boys. I'm pretty sure I told you guys about my Whoopee, which is my satin pillow. I absolutely love satin. Ever since I was just a little baby, my mom told me I always, as a little baby, would have the satin and I'd rub it with my fingers and I'd rub my nose with satin. And I've never outgrown it. I love satin. To this day, I have satin pillowcase for my pillow. But I had a hockey
when we go on a trip.
I have a Whoopee in my luggage, but I had a I had a party for the Wings, and anytime I watch, I'll have my pillow on the couch to rest my shoulder or just to try to get comfortable, but it's satin. So this was during the Coaster Prober days, and I had people over, we're watching the game, and all of a sudden a fight breaks out and they're going at it. And here I am yelling, kick his ass. I'm screaming at the TV. And all of a sudden I'm hearing laughing. And all of a sudden I look around at people that are over my house and they're all looking at me and just laughing hysterically. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, tough guy and his whoopee. And I'm like, what? I didn't even realize it, but I always will sit there and just rub my satin pillow while I'm watching TV or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, here there's a fight going on the ice, and here I am, rubbing my satin pillow as I'm screaming, "Kick his ass!" And, there's 2 minutes you'll never get back in your life. Let's see. We got another one from Jacqueline. It says, I love fishing to help relax. The best is catching. Okay. The best is catching crabs on fishing poles with ice chests in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I have to forgive him.
Sorry. That reminds me of another story. Wasn't about me this time. I'm not even going to say who. Well, you know what? Let's just move on.
Yeah.
But that was good. That was good. Wait, Kalisha, I just saw something about Kalisha just posted.
She passed a massive
Here it is.
accident. Yeah.
Just passed a massive accident with looks lights and never got
better.
anxiety. Feel like a win.
Okay.
Hey, there you go. Me, I get anxiety now because I end up in the water.
Yeah. You told him
Kalisha,
the
I don't know if
story.
you heard about this, but and it's something a lot of people would do, but
Yeah, but
being
he
a
didn't give it
former
a
police
second thought.
officer and
He
a
just-
EMT,
Mhm.
that was what I did, a first responder. We had a very tragic incident that happened here about a month ago,
Mhm.
and on the way back from, it was a Sunday, so on the way back from mom's, going for the people that are in this area, I'm 59 Hall Road, a very busy street, major street. I'm driving northbound and I hear sirens, and I look up behind me, and all of a sudden a car, SUV police trooper, goes flying by, followed by like three more. And then I'm looking up front, and two or three are jetting out from the side streets. There's like 5, 6 of them flying by. And so something's up, obviously. Well, this one goes flying by on the shoulder, and he is cooking, boy. And all of a sudden, get a little bit further up, and I see this car pull over, and this couple jump out and start running like towards the intersection. I'm like, what the shit? So as soon as I got around them and I could see, M59's got like 4 lanes and then a big median with a retention basin, water, like a little like lake pond right in the middle of
Mhm.
M59.
Not a little
This
one.
guy,
Good size.
this cop was flying by, lost control, hit the curb, went airborne into the water. So by the time I pulled up there and I'm looking, all you see is the police car in the water, submerged up to like the door. The door was open, like kind of cocked open a little bit, and all these people are standing on the side of the road and they're just staring and pointing. So, I pull over, get out, and I'm looking around and I don't see the cop on the shore. So I'm like, well, what the hell? So I yell, where's he at? And they're like, we don't know. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? I go, did he get out? And they're like, we didn't see him get out. And the door was open, but it was the driver's side door. So then someone's pointing to the front of the car that other people were saying something about, you hear them, they didn't know if he got thrown out of the car. So now I'm like yelling. I'm like, did anyone see him? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh shit. So I threw my phone and wallet in the truck, and in I went. And I sunk.
Without a doubt.
And the thing is, I am not a swimmer. I sink even with a life jacket. So it was like, hey, man.
How deep is this?
Yeah. Well, the police car was
was-
still up to the window, so I was still good.
Mhm.
And yeah, so and I went only to find out that the son of a bitch did get out and was on the
Well.
other side, which I'm glad. I mean, thank God he was okay, but it was a very serious situation they were on their way to, was a domestic that literally happened where I was in the water with this guy's car. Right across the street is a Meyer gas station where a woman was just stabbed to death and killed. And that's why they were all en route. So, like I said, we didn't know what was going on. but it was a crazy day. So Kalisha talking about lights
Accidents.
and sirens and anxiety. Remember, I'm like, I'm not taking that way home. If I hear sirens, I'm not going swimming. I'm not going swimming, which I definitely
He
would.
couldn't.
You know,
He couldn't save his boots.
oh my god,
They were just
I would. It was like
sunken muck.
quicksand. It was like muck. Every time I took a step, it was like so. But anyways, all well, I made an ass of myself saying all was well. I met with the officer.
Yeah.
It was well, a very lovely lady and a mom lost her life. So,
Mhm.
let's see, Jacqueline. What did I miss?
Oh, there's all
I'm
kinds of
sure to get
conversations
bigger and
going
bigger
on.
every time. Tough to say. I have to make my heart skip a beat.
Duns. Duns obviously must be some name of some kind of horse.
Tough to say. I have two duns.
Because
that
somebody
make
asked
my-
what color does she like? What
Oh,
flavor
about her
color?
horses?
Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful, man.
What's a
There's
dun?
this. I don't know. But the some of the pictures, I just love horses.
Alicia,
And
I'm a city girl. I don't know.
let's see.
Horse from a
I
cow.
just need to be campfires. Yes, campfires. Um, uh, here you go. Here's a good one. Manny's voice tends to be
Uh-oh.
very relaxing most of the time. Jacqueline, I had a was it so? Oh, it was at work. A friend of mine was telling me that him and his wife on weekends sometimes will listen to some of the shows, and he goes, yeah, we really enjoy them, and he said my wife really enjoys listening to you because if she's having any issues going to sleep, she'll listen to you and she falls asleep. And I was like, huh, thank you. I was kind of hoping you might listen. But Jacqueline, thank you very much. Which is kind of weird, man, because you guys know when you're little and you get a tape recorder and you
Listen to
tape
Mhm.
yourself or near someone, your friends talking, and you play it back and you're like, oh my God, that's what I sound like. I remember thinking, I sound like an idiot. I say, and I remember, someone saying, well, they were messing with me saying, they actually said a compliment. They said, you've got a voice for this. But he said, he was messing with me. He goes, you have a face for radio. And I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
wait. But anyways, so thank you, Jacqueline. You are feeling very sleepy. Listen to my voice. You're going to count backwards with me.
Oh no. We're all
5,
gonna go to sleep.
4, 3,
Oh, stop. Somebody's probably getting sleepy.
2,
Just listen. Well, actually,
1.
Tyler was laying down listening to this. He's probably asleep now.
Oh, man.
But I told him, I said, last night I was listening to your story or your show and I fell asleep.
Kalisha, here you go. GPS with
Where's-
Maddie's voice. I'd buy that.
Ah,
Kalisha, I'd be like, oh my God, Kalisha, we should come up with something like that, but we'll do it with, how we speak so appropriately all the time. It'd be like, turn fucking left. At the light, turn fucking left. Kalisha, we are onto something,
oh
man.
no.
Yes. Amber, I could be a hypnotist.
Actually, you could.
Oh, that would be funny. Oh my God. Nice idea. See, you know what, guys? If we come up with something like this, since it's a family thought, we split it. That would, what is this here? It's, oh yes, that would be one relaxing time right there.
Mhm.
A powwow with the My Fighter or family at a bomb. Oh my, you know what? Damn, why not? Why not? We just got to figure out where and when, how to get people from all over the United States and different countries together.
Mhm.
You know what? Where there's a will, there's a way, right?
Never
Man,
say never.
that would be neat. That would really, really be neat. Yeah, Amber. Oh no, Kalisha, you got him started.
So I'm thinking maybe when we go down to Alabama,
Uh,
that might be a nice thing in Alabama.
yes,
Little bonfire.
let's see.
Of course, they don't understand how you speak. 'Cause you
Oh
got that
yeah,
accent.
the people in Athens, Alabama, when we were there in June. Amber, we're just sitting here planning your future, Manny Vitale. Thank you. See,
Somebody has
and
to.
you guys think that that I kid around when I say that just seeing, not just, but seeing your names and your pictures and your comments means more to me than anything.
Mhm.
And it's not just bullshit. I swear to God, it really does. I'm interested. That would be amazing. Just need investors.
Yeah, well,
Yes, Galicia. Let's I have no idea how to, that whole my marketing skills are terrible. I can't even market My Fight Our War right back because I'm supposed to be saying, please go to YouTube and subscribe to My Fight Our War. And I forget to do that. Why do I forget to do that? Because I didn't take my memory mints.
that are still in the car. Truck.
Oh
But at least they're in
man.
the truck.
But what do we got? Oh Lord, I can only imagine a My Fight Our War get together.
Mm-hmm.
Tomfoolery, shenanigans galore. Yes. God, that would be
And amazing, and everybody'd be sober.
Whoa. Well, like that one meme that friend sent me, Maddie, this reminds me of you. And it said, in alcohol's defense, I've done some pretty fucked up shit perfectly sober.
Mm-hmm.
And God, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Kalisha Campbell, go on the show Shark Tank.
And just talk to them. Let them
Yeah,
all
just
fall
walk
asleep.
out. So, what's your idea? My idea is I'm going to turn left. What? Turn right at the next light. What? Turn fucking right. And then the closer you get, as the miles get closer, I can get to change the tone. So it'll be at the next light, turn right. And as you get closer, turn right at the next light. And 200 yards, turn right. And 100 yards, turn right. Turn fucking right. Oh, man. You know what, Kalisha? I did actually have Siri yell at me one time. I was asking for directions. I was downtown in Detroit, and I was in these, coming the back way to go towards Father Solana's Casey Center. So I just grabbed the phone and I said, Father Solana's Casey Center near me, just to get the directions, just to take over to get the directions to drive there. So I just said, Father Solana's Casey Center near me. All of a sudden, and I am not kidding, all of a sudden, this is what I hear. I don't know who your father is. I don't even know who you are. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. That's what my phone said to me as I was driving down the street. I got yelled at by Siri. Oh my God. I'm loaded with F-bombs tonight.
Tonight? Where have you been?
He says
Tell him.
F a lot.
Tell him. What happened?
That was you. I was busy sleeping from anesthesia.
Okay, he's having one of his many surgeries, and the PA came out to talk to me and said, "You with Manny?" Yeah. Well, he did very well, and we really like him. He's so, he's always in a good mood. He's so polite, and I kind of looked at him. I went, he says fuck a lot. And the guy just looked at me, because yes, Manny is polite. He really is. If you ever see him out, he truly is. But that's not the first adjective I would use.
Yeah, it was like,
no. But the guy's like, what? Okay. Did he ever say anything to you about that?
I don't
Probably
remember.
Not. Well, you were, sir, you're under anesthesia.
Why is this not? What was let's see, Jacqueline. That would be awesome. Could even have people put in their trigger locations, and you a GPS talk them out of going to the. Hey, man, I'm telling you, Jacqueline, Kalisha,
All these good
someone we got to be
ideas.
taking notes here, man. Have that is can you imagine that if you did have some type of fob where if you are feeling like Jacqueline just said, you're feeling that urge or something like that, and all of a sudden you hit a voice or hit a button, and you hear me pop on and be like,
Keep going.
you can do this. You are not alone.
Don't pull
You are
over in the
stronger
car.
than this.
Yeah.
Or just
I
here I
actually
am
would.
talking. I'd be like in a girl's purse. Your purse is talking. Why is Manny in your purse? Um, you know what, man? There's these ideas are awesome, awesome. But
Well, you never know.
hey, yeah, you never know. But the whole point was just, uh, Manny, if I tell you, you could make an album of campfire songs. I wish I could
Actually,
sing.
like
Man,
it'd be better with campfire stories. Yeah, because
campfire
he's not a
story.
singer, but
Yeah, man,
campfire
could.
stories.
But
That's a thought.
what was I going to say?
Something brilliant, no doubt.
No,
No
couldn't have been. Can't remember what it was now.
campfires again. No GPS, voice triggers.
No, just like I said, just this whole thing started with just different ideas, and see that's another thing. Like one thing I enjoy about having these just unexpected, just lives, man, because you just never know what direction they're going to go in. I mean, we could the 1 minute we're talking about just different triggers. We're talking about kickboxing and music and woodworking. And next, you're talking about me becoming a hypnotist.
Mhm. Yeah.
But
You could take classes.
no, Amber, you're right. You know what? The possibilities are definitely endless. And, you know, just like sometimes you'll hear me tell these stories where people have asked me when I'm on a show, they're like, when 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when you were, drinking and all this stuff going on in your life, we've all got that where if someone would have told you then you in 2023, you are going to start your own recovery family, you are going to start your own start a podcast, you're going to do this, that I would have laughed my ass off because one, you guys know how absolutely horrendous I am at anything IT. So the fact that I would take the initiative to actually come up with the thought of like well, I didn't do anything as far as this stuff, but the computers and the cameras by all means no, but um just coming up with like
The wolf in the
the
thing.
wolf,
Yeah.
the whole setting, as far as the tagline, man, or just the title, "My Fight or War," and I can't take credit for that because I swear to God, that came to me sitting at the table. In fact, here it is, guys. I keep it right here, and this is back in 2023. I sat there at the table and I wrote "My Fight or War," and because I said I need a name to this for this amazing family. And from there, I wrote, "Join our pack. You'll never be alone." And here it is, the logo. I never thought I'd be sitting in front. Well, first of all, in a studio doing this stuff in front of a logo that I helped design
Mm-hmm.
of a name of an amazing family that I named. I mean, it. So you're right. Never say never. Never say never. But other than
I
that,
figured you'd get in the studio and have you give some stories because you've got a lot of stories.
oh, there's so many stories.
Actually,
And
could probably do a comedy album in a way.
man, I tell you, with God bless Jerry, Jerry is my brother. I
Poor
miss him
Jerry.
so much. And he like I said, we used to call Jerry Schleprock because if it was going to happen, it happened to Jerry. And he was the nicest guy, the heart of gold. And we would mess with him so much. And he was, like I said, everything would happen to him. And, but yeah, I remember telling a few Jerry stories one night, and literally we were all sitting around at a party. Jerry was there; he was laughing too, And I remember some people saying, because Jerry would kind of add different things onto the story, and people are like, "Man, you guys should do like a comedy routine." Because it
Mm-hmm.
was just
Mm-hmm.
so funny. And the thing is, just like with some of these comics, they're like, where do you get your material from? And he's like,
Life.
home.
Life.
He goes, I'm basically telling you parts of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
You could do the album in honor of Jerry.
yeah, do some of that stuff. And I mean, you never know. And like Amber said, it's never say never, and possibilities are endless. I mean, here I am up in a jail cell doing, little skits with, Matt Cronin and Kyrie and Dylan and Leroy Ebron, and if you would have told me that
And Bill Stacks.
10 years ago, oh yeah, Bill Stacks, chatting with Stacks. And it's just all, it's just an amazing life. So, just because, we have our ups and downs and all that, it's just life. That's all it is. It's life. And like I
Well,
said,
the ups
for
and
me,
downs add flavor to your life. Yeah.
yeah. And just because, you hit that speed bump or you take a wrong turn doesn't necessarily mean you took a wrong turn.
Mhm.
Maybe you think you made the wrong turn,
You're supposed to turn
but
that way.
the man upstairs, had you turn that way for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And Amber, thank you. And back at you guys, as for sure. And really appreciate this family is something. And like I said, one of the times I was on here, it's just like, you could sit here. It was, I think, last Sunday. My back was really bothering me, and I could have just sat there and sat in front of the
Mm-hmm.
TV. But instead, I freaked out Amber because I got on here in the morning in the studio
Oh,
instead of being in my truck.
yeah.
And Amber called me out. What are you doing? Why are you in your studio? Why are
Yeah.
you not in your truck? But
It's more. It's usually a morning. You know what? Sometime you need to get a picture of Jerry and post it on your My Fight Our War page because people have heard so
I'm
much.
gonna
So heard his name so much.
I'll get some out there of me and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Amber. Uh it says I took the wrong turn because that's what the Manny Vitale GPS told me to do. So that'll be your defense in court or when you get pulled
Yeah.
over. Officer, it's Manny's fault. Well, if you say that, they might go, oh, you know what?
You're
Here,
probably
go
right.
ahead. Just go ahead. Manny, oh, just go ahead.
We know him. We remember him.
But
Oh, he's better now. Yeah, sure.
oh yeah, he's better now. But so you know what? It's been almost an hour, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And these eyes are getting a little heavy. I still have, like I said, some stuff going on that gonna just chill and relax a little bit tonight. And like I said, just hanging with you guys
Mm-hmm.
and hearing your ideas,
Yeah, a
and
lot of good
just
ideas.
it's just nice, and I love the ones like all of them, man. Just hanging out in the woods by the fire, by the creek, just are all just there. It's whatever works for you. And just like with recovery, man, there's no one way, well, there really is. And it's your way.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever way works for you. And Trisha, thank you. And for you,
You're
your
the realest,
kickboxing and your
bestest family.
music, and for Amber and the woodworking, and Jacqueline and the river, and everyone else. Really appreciate you guys just sharing some stuff and just spending some time together. That's what family
Mm-hmm.
does. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the night, a great rest of the night.
And good rest
And
also.
we will
Sleep
fire
well.
this sucker up again very soon. I'm waiting to hear back from my man Dave Stevens at ESPN and find out some things there. The ones I know, you guys will know.
Mm-hmm.
And but we'll definitely be updating as we go on here. So thank you for putting up with me, and appreciate you. Love you. Susie the
She's
Wonder
asleep.
Dog is out. She is out.
Got a paw over her face.
Yep. So have a great night, guys. I love you, man. And as always, man, just remember, addiction is only a word. It's not a death sentence. And keep fighting a good fight.